Good evening. On behalf of the Scottsbluff-Gearing United Chamber of Commerce, welcome to this evening's candidate forum for the 2022 primary election. This candidates forum features the individuals running for Scottsbluff County Register of Deeds. This candidates forum is one of several being presented by the Government Affairs Committee of the Scottsbluff-Gearing United Chamber of Commerce. Along with my co-chair, Don Wolf, my name is Bill Boyer, and we appreciate you joining us. We would like to thank the Rural Radio Scottsbluff staff for recording this forum so you can view it, as well as the help from Scottsbluff County Clerk Kelly Sides for hosting us this evening in the Commissioner's Room. As a reminder, there are two Republican candidates running for Scottsbluff County Register of Deeds. In the May 10th primary election, you will be allowed to vote for one candidate. The top vote getter in the primary election will advance to the November general election. There are no candidates from any other political party running for this season, so most likely the winning candidate will be unopposed in the general election. Before we meet our candidates, I'd like to go over the format for this forum. Before we began recording, the candidates randomly chose where they would be seated and introduced. We will begin asking a question, and each candidate will be given 90 seconds to respond. Then there will be an optional 30-second rebuttal for each candidate following the answer. After the final question, each candidate will be allowed 1 minute for a closing statement. There are timers in the room, and each candidate has been informed of the format and the rules prior to tonight. None of the questions have been given to the candidates in advance. So now let's meet the two candidates for this forum for the Scottsbluff County Register of Deeds. First, Angie Hernandez.
Hello.
And Jean Bauer.
Good evening.
All right, let's begin. We'll start with you, Angie.
Okay.
Explain what motivated you to run for election or re-election.
I'm a go-getter. I like to try things to advance myself or test myself, and I think that I could do this job. I'm always willing to learn new things and just to see what I could do. And I think I could do a really good job at doing that.
Okay, Jean, same question for you. Explain what motivated you to run for re-election.
Well, I am the current Register of Deeds for Scottsbluff County, and I'm currently in my 24th year of office. Prior to coming to the Register of Deeds office, I served one term on the Gearing City Council. And prior to that, when I was in my prior work life, I was a legal assistant and spent quite a bit of time in the Register of Deeds office looking up ownership records and miscellaneous records that affect ownership, and became to what I felt was a solid base knowledge of how documents were indexed and how ownership was looked up and handled in the county. And then in 2012, I received my assessor certificate to help me gain more valuable experience here at the county in dealing with the assessor's office and how information flows between the two offices. I feel like myself and my team have accomplished quite a bit in the almost 24 years that I've been in office, and we still have a lot to accomplish. So I would really appreciate the opportunity to continue on that journey. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Angie, Jean, anyone with additional time there? Okay. Jean, we'll move on to our second question. You've hit on this a little bit, but what are your qualifications for the office?
Well, I went through some of my other qualifications for the office, but I have, for 24 years, been a part of our affiliate group through NACO. And I have spoke at probably 12 of the past 23 summer workshops and conventions, sharing my knowledge with other registers of deeds across the state. In addition to that, myself and 3 other Register of Deeds were instrumental in creating the Register of Deeds workshop to provide additional knowledge to others throughout the state who do the same thing that we do. I have graduated from the NACO Institute of Excellence, which is a leadership program. I feel like I have taken the office from no computers, everything by hand, to we now have a very active website. You can sit at home at midnight and search our records, and we feel like we have some more to accomplish, and I feel like I have the skills and knowledge base in order to get that done.
Great. Angie, what are your qualifications for the office?
Well, I've worked at a mortgage company for 12 years, so I know that it involves deeds of trust and warranty deeds and stuff like that. I feel that I have the motivation to do that. I have management skills. I'm a team leader. I just want to make sure that the records are going to be safe and processed correctly. Other than that, I'm willing to learn anything that I could possibly do to make myself better to run that office. Other than that's about it.
Okay. Jean, anything you'd like to add?
I don't have anything,
Okay.
thank you.
Angie, our next question will start with you. This position is vital to proper land ownership records. What ideas do you have for improving the recording process?
With that, I want to make sure that the records are not being withdrawn or removed. They're going to be safe and recorded properly, filed properly. If there's a question with a document that's coming in from the submitters, if we have issues with that, I would like to maybe do courtesy calls and try to do that correctly. Communications, and I'm here to work for the taxpayers. You know, I want them to feel like they're treated equally and fairly on that. And I want to do the best that I can in that office. I know it's going to be a learning experience, and I'm willing to take that and do the best that I can.
Jean, what ideas do you have for improving the recording process?
Well, our next step in our goals for the office, my team and I have taken small steps. We currently send out postcards to people who file deeds so that you get a postcard when a deed is filed that says, "We processed the deed on your recent sale to your home." Our next step is to try to implement through MIPS, which is the NACO solution that we use for our indexing program, an identity protection plan, which the public would sign up for by email. And then anytime something was filed in the office, it would shoot an email out to that property owner to let them know what was filed. That's our next step. It's a huge step. I think we can accomplish it. I think it's doable. We have our P&M fund, our Preservation and Modernization Fund, which will allow us to do that.
Great. Angie, anything you'd like to add? Okay.
Nope.
Jean, our next question will start with you. What would you do to build on the current relationship that the office has with realtors, title companies, bank law firms, and others?
Well, at present, I think we have a pretty good relationship with the banks and the attorneys and most of the title companies. But I think that there's things in our community that happen, and when you're in the public sector, you are never going to make everybody happy all the time. So, and there are people that you will never please for whatever reason. You just have to get to a middle ground and agree to disagree and move forward. I have the support of the banks and the attorneys and, like I said, 3 of the 4 title companies. And I do think that we can always improve relations. I'm open to most anything.
Angie, what would you do to build on the current relationship that the office has with realtors, title companies, banks, law firms, and others?
I would probably, I would have to meet with them and see and get to know them a little bit better and see where we can do on that part. Like Jean said, you're not going to make everybody happy. You're always going to have some people like that. But I would try to do the best that I can to build a good relationship with the attorneys, the title companies, and the banks on that. And, just to do the best that I can. I know that there's a lot to learn on that, and I am ready for that, and it's going to be a learning process for me, but I want to build a good relationship with those people, especially for the title companies, you know, because you work closely with those people too.
Okay, Jean, anything you'd like to add?
No, I don't have anything.
Okay. Angie, at the end of a 4-year term, how would you define success?
If I learn to get in there and to not knowing a lot of the stuff that I don't know about it, and achieving goals and making, how do I want to say it? Just achieving some stuff that I didn't know from the beginning of it. I think it's going to be a good opportunity for me to get in there and to do the stuff that, you know, needs to be done and stuff. And I am ready for that. I am ready for the next step in that life, and I hope that it's going to be a good 4 years, and then I can run the next 4 or whatever. But I'm going to try my best when I get in there and learn things that I want to learn, and make it good for the taxpayers and stuff.
Jean, at the end of another 4-year term, how would you define success?
Well, I think one of the things that we struggle with, especially in today's society with fraud and theft and online, having an online presence, is we struggle to, we struggle to maintain our ownership records at home. We know how hard that is. Can you imagine how hard it is to maintain those records for an entire county? Our office is the official record. It's how you prove ownership to your home. It is how lenders secure their loans against your home. And it is how the county creates a tax base and collects taxes to provide funds to the county general fund so we can operate. It's vitally important, and how I would define success is that I have kept those valuable real estate records safe and secure for the general public, and have been able to help and assist as many people as I can with questions on lot lines, ownership, easements, party wall agreements, and those kinds of things.
Great. Angie, anything you'd like to add?
Nope.
All right. Well, we've reached the end of our questions, so we'll give each of you a 60-second closing statement. And Jean, we will begin with you.
Okay. So I would like to thank the Chamber for sponsoring this forum, and I would encourage everybody to go out on May 10th and give me the opportunity to earn your vote. Jean Bauer for Register of Deeds for Scottsbluff County. This position is vital to our county. It is the beginning of all that happens here in our county. We need somebody who is fiscally responsible for that position. We have $2.4 million which have been run through our county, that office, since end of fiscal year June 30, 2018. I've prepared payroll for 23 years, I've prepared budgets for 23 years, and I've had clean audits for those 23 years. And I would appreciate your vote on May 10th. Jean Bauer for Register of Deeds.
Angie, a 60-second closing statement from you.
Okay. I would like to have the opportunity to work for the taxpayers, maintaining proper public records, being friendly to the staff, efficient public records that are state and the Nebraska state statutes. My plan is to come into the office with positive and friendly place to conduct business, and to the people that leave, and knowing that they are going to be efficiently and correct. So I would really appreciate your vote on May 10th. Angie Hernandez for Registered of Deeds.
Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Jean.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'd like to thank both of our candidates for running for Scottsbluff County Register of Deeds and participating in this forum. We hope that this helps you in deciding who you wish to vote for. As a reminder, in the May 10th primary election, you'll be allowed to vote for one candidate. The top vote getter in the primary election will advance to the November general election, most likely unopposed, as no other candidates have filed from other parties. This candidates forum is one of several being presented by the Government Affairs Committee of the Scottsbluff-Gearing United Chamber of Commerce. We again would like to thank the Rural Radio Scottsbluff staff for recording this forum so you can view it, the timers for volunteering, the chamber staff, and the Scottsbluff County Clerk Kelly Sides for hosting us this evening in the Commissioner's Room. On behalf of the Scottsbluff-Gearing United Chamber of Commerce Government Affairs Committee and for my co-chair, Don Wolf, I'm Bill Boyer. Thank you for joining us, and remember, get out and vote.